Udinese Milan 0-4 for the boys. 0-4 for the boys. It sounds even weird to say 4. Even weirder say 0 goal conceded in Udine. What? Really? Wow. Now, I want to analyze a little bit this match, guys. And I want to be happy tonight for the victory in Udine. Just because of the victory in Udine, of course. And then later we can catch up with some topics about Mike Maignan, about the Curva, about the protest, about the words of Scaroni once again. Now, to talk about the match tonight, are you, dear all heart, happy for the victory of Milan in Udinese? Tonight, yes. From tomorrow we can start again our crusades, our saga of the sport director, of the protest, and blah, blah, blah. But tonight, let me be happy. Because since the beginning of time, Udine has been always a trouble. Since 2002, 2003, really always a problem. Never an easy match. When Udinese see red and black, they become prime right away. Okay, we always had so many problems. And tonight, actually, for Milan was a piece of cake. It was a walk in a park. It was calcio champagne, gioca bonito, call it as you like it. But tonight for Milan was easy. Why it was easy? Couple of reasons. Number one, Udinese, was 8 points clear from this Milan. So you know how shit is Milan, okay? That is 9th. Udinese, it's 8 points below you. So to give you an idea how shitty was this team. Ok, numero uno. Numero due, clearly the team now plays a little bit, it gives me the idea that finally is stress-free, which is a very dangerous thing to play stress-free now because it's too late for everything. And we are not going anywhere, and I hope we don't qualify for any competition this season. But you know, you see the player, they are a little bit more free to play. Even the coach, Conceição, finally play with a 3-4-3 that it did work because you see in the counter-attack, before we were 3 of their striker against 2 of our defender. Now we were 3 against 3, 3 against 4, sometimes 3 against 5, because of course the 3, there are 3, the 3 in the 3-4, in the 3-5-3, basically you have 3 central defender, and then you have the 2 fifth, let's say, how to describe this in English, it's hard because we call it I quinti in Italiano, which is the 5th one. So the external defender there, which has the 5th, Jimenez and Hernandez, which gives you of course a good balance counter attack, but also a little bit in the defense, as we know in Italy it's very important to have a great balance in defense. So I hoped in the beginning of the season then people like Conceição, and then especially beginning of the season Fonseca, and then especially Conceição could fix this problem with Milan. They didn't even worse than Pioli, they didn't even worse than Fonseca. Now, what day is it? Mid-April? Did we find the right solution for this team? We will see next Sunday, because next Sunday we face Atalanta in Milan. And Atalanta want to win. Atalanta doesn't want to draw. Atalanta doesn't want to do anything. Atalanta wants to win. Atalanta is not going to hit the post. Atalanta is going to score that goal. Okay? So, did we find the right balance? Is the team really... Can we get a freaking victory in San Siro against a big team? Can we? We will see. Honestly, tonight, Leão, it seems incredible. All the players, really, the defense looks solid. Theo Leão, fantastic. Even Jovic, again, very, very, very happy for Luka. And Pavlovic, the 2 Serbians, they're really, really doing well. I love their grit. Really, really cool. We will see, guys. Unfortunately, it is too late to wake up. This is just a single victory. We were 9th before this match. We are 9th now. Something that I have to say, however, is always been, and we have to say, of course, words on Mike Maignan that we hope really that he's gonna get well soon, because whenever there is a hit to the head, it's never it needs to be extremely safe, because can have internal bleeding and so on. So we are all with Mike Maignan. Hopefully he's gonna get better soon. But still, let me tell you something about Mike. How horrible were those whistle and those noise whenever Mike was touching the ball for a free kick or for whatever. Udine really had a problem with Mike Maignan, and it is such a... And Mike, when he claimed that he was called with racist chants, okay, and the FIGC, the Italian FIGC, gave a fine to Udinese supporters. Because of that, they waited a full year to have Mike Maignan back. So we say, you spy on us? Perfect, now we boo you because you spy on us. So you are a snitch, and we don't like snitch. So we boo you. And this is a very horrible mentality, because Mike Maignan, let's call it snitch, or at least he raised his voice because he was called in a certain way, in a racist way that is not acceptable in 2025. And of course, the Lega of Serie A have to minimum give a fine to Udine. But the worst things, which is even more perverse, is like saying, oh, you snitch because I call you, I'm gonna call you even more now. This is extremely ignorant thinking. This is an extremely ignorant mind, in my opinion, and it's this kind of offense has to really be removed forever to the stadium, because you don't have to find the club. Who cares about the club? You have to find the person. You have to come specifically to pick up the person. Numero uno, which is a different thing what's going on in Milan. Because tonight we saw again the protest against Cardinale, saying solo la maglia, blah blah blah. As far as I remember, not really a chance against Caroni. The president of Milan that yesterday literally said that with the new stadium, with the new stadium, he wants to clear up the curva. Now the curva is composed by 20,000 people. I don't even know how many clubs outside of Italy there are. Like for example, the Milanistra. It's a club that travel thousands of kilometers every Sunday to follow Milan. Now they want to raise why they don't want the curve anymore? Why they don't allow groups to enter in the stadiums anymore, like in Madrid, in Barcelona, in England? Why? Because they say, oh, they are criminal. The reality is, among 20,000 people, maybe there are 10, 15 criminal, okay? But there are, first of all, and then I'm asking how many other criminals there are instead of the red ring on the first anello. How many criminals of those they are in politics that they do even more terrible things, using the money of thousands of families for their own thing. Okay. Meanwhile, maybe the people in Curva, they just running their own business, which is maybe because they don't pay the tax to the stadium, or maybe because they don't pay the tax to Milan. So now they're criminal. Now we saw that in Milan there is not much a problem of a violence. So that is not the problem. The violence and the racist chants in Milan, it doesn't exist. So what I'm saying is, why they want to remove all this? I tell you the reason. The reason is a politics to tell you we don't want those criminals in our stadium. The reality is that those criminals, okay, they pay 50 euro per ticket. But if you make it for families, you can raise it to 100. And then you're going to have a library stadium, like when I went to Old Trafford, like when I went to Barcelona, you have a library as a stadium that you can hear the pins dropping. That's what they want, because they can raise more money. They want to have a stadium full of tourists. They want to have a stadium full of families, which is, I understand, but in life you don't have to take black and white, one decision or another. You can have, as doing in San Siro now, some part for families, some part for kids, some parts for VIP, and some part for the curva, for the organized, for the people that literally for 60 years they're there singing every single Sunday, and they drive kilometers just to follow their team. Because you're not gonna have the tourist guy first time in Milan watching with a little flag, following the Milan in Friuli, following the Milan in Napoli, following Milan in Sicily. Who's gonna do that? Let's be very honest. So they are really what I'm against this club is that, first of all, they don't respect our tradition, they don't respect our history. The problem here is that they are also trying to attack our future. That is the most scary things. With the deal of doing a stadium with Inter, with the deal to doing a stadium with Inter, with a team that we don't want anything to do with them. We are two different realities. Why we want to mix them together? Why we want to mix them together? To save more money. And this is another fault of Cardinale, because in the beginning he said he got money for making the stadium. He bought the land in San Donato. He's not gonna do it. Why? Because he doesn't have money. But anyway, guys. See, this thing, it's like, it gives me... the Gattuso comes in me. The Gattuso comes in me when I start talking about this thing. But we have to be happy about 4-0 against Udine. You know? Fun enough, by the way, last video that I made, I asked a little bit where you guys are from, where you guys are watching, and I got so many messages, like, from people from Denmark, from Moldova, from Sydney, Australia, from Cincinnati, from Algeria, from New York, from Miami, from... I supported Milan because of Maldini, and now I'm stuck with watching King Royale. Anyway, from Denmark, from Chicago, So really, really great community that we're building, and I'm extremely, extremely happy. And I'm happy that even you guys, that you're following Milan in this banter area, because this is banter area level, okay? You still guys following, and this is incredible what I was saying, because you guys picked this club. You have a million of clubs, football club to pick. You can be a glory chaser, You can be pick a shitty team. You can, for example, you can simply pick your regional team, which could be absolutely fine. Instead, you pick Milan. So I really have to say, I have to give it to you, because you are a true fan. Even more of those people that go to San Siro, maybe they just spend their Sunday there with the family, or maybe they just go there because they don't have anything else to do. But you guys are true fans, so I appreciate all your support. Let me know where you guys are from. Again, Forza Milan. Nothing else. Viva 9th spot. Yoo-hoo.